Hey guys, and welcome to Smite Tactics Closed Beta. My name is Jaggerus, and today I have a Rush OTK Norse hybrid deck that you can see here. Now, with the increase in the minimum card size, it kind of affected both the Rush and the OTK decks in that they weren't as consistent. But what you can actually do is hybridize them so that in the early game you have, your Rush strategies, and then as you get towards the late game, you can implement that OTK, massive damage. And I find that it's really effective. You can use either leader for this one. I like Odin because he makes the early game just a little bit safer. But, Freya is just as viable. And it's kind of, a personal preference sort of thing. Anyway, in terms of what's in the deck, we've got one Blink, just because Blink is, really useful, just for moving units around the board. We've got two Backstabs, which is a Rush staple, the deal 3 damage to enemy leader. Is pretty nice. We have two Valhalla's Blessings, which we can use to thin the deck, basically. You pay 1 mana now, and you get a random Norse card from your deck, and it costs 1 less, so you then pay 1 mana now and save 1 mana later. We have two Ansuz. Ansuz is a new Norse card. It allows you to either, discover an Omen. The Omens are a Silence, a 2 damage, so like a Sunder, or a +1/+1 to a unit, so like Odin, but, permanent. We have Double Fate, deal 2 damage to up to 2 random enemies. We've got two Gungnir Smites, which is really good for buffing up your leader, just being able to deal more damage with them. We've got the one Kaldr. You gain +1/+2 when Skadi is in play, so then we have 2 Skadis. And Skadis also actually add a Kaldr to your hand and reduce its cost by 1, so you get Kaldrs from Skadi, so that's why we only have the one. We've got a couple Scion of Doom. Scion of Doom is huge. Warcry, give a friendly +2 attack this turn. And this works really nicely with the the different rush strategies, because you can do this to your leader to give them +2 damage. You can do this if you're going into the OTK combo with like the Loki, the Thor, the Fenrir. So, you've got lots of options with how you use that Scion of Doom. And then we have the Surtr, which gives the adjacent friendlies +1/+0. Just, a really nice option to kind of get your damage out, because he's a little bit of a pain to clear. Then for the OTK cards, we've got two Hastened Fatalis, which allow a friendly to attack twice this turn. And we've got one Sprint, which allows an exhausted friendly to move and attack again. So kind of does the same thing, but you also get mobility. Then we have two Fenrirs. Fenrir, if he's not attacked when your turn ends, or the turn you play him, he actually becomes a 4/5. So, having him and being able to attack twice with him is like a big deal. Similarly, we have Thor, who's a 4/4, gain +1 for each adjacent enemy. And we have the Loki, stealth, first attack teleports him to target and deals attack damage. So, we've got kind of both ends of the stick, which we can kind of synergize together, and I feel like it's quite effective. Anyway, we're going to jump into a game, and I will show you this deck in action.
The warring of gods has endangered these lands.
Okay, so we are up against the new war. I'm actually going to mulligan the Backstab. I'll hold on to the Ansuz for clear, and I'm also going to mulligan the Blink. We'll keep the Gungnir Smite because it's really good for us to just get our damage rolling. We got Surtr, Valhalla's Blessing, and Mana Potion. Valhalla's Blessing is kind of just like a wasted card in some ways because, it doesn't really do much for us. But we can actually just use it, when we have a spare mana to get a card into our hand. So it's kind of a, like I say, spend mana now, get mana later. So that's a Scion of Doom. I guess she just wants to hit me in the face for 3. So this looks like it might be some kind of rush strategy actually coming out of the, what's it called? Noir. But that's okay. We're going to Gungnir Smite ourselves and just hit her in the face here. And then we'll end our turn. On the next turn, we have various options. We can Scion of Doom ourselves. We could Ansuz his Scion of Doom. We've got various options depending on what she does. We could have actually played Ansuz there instead and dealt with the Scion of Doom. But, he's only going to deal 1 damage to us. And getting that Gungnir Smite in nice and early is really, really good for us. I imagine she's going to spawn something here to try and block us. That's a very common strategy in this sort of game. Just try and, cause some trouble. We can actually deal 4 damage with our Scion of Doom. Alternatively, if she doesn't summon anything, we can move in, get Surtr out. Although we can actually get Surtr out anyway, and that would be quite nice. Potentially, actually, we could blink behind the enemy lines. This is the question, because we can take out this guy this turn, no problem. It's just whether we want to, or how we want to kind of go about it. I think, though, for now, what we'll do is we'll just move forward. We'll summon our Surtr. We'll take out this guy. And then we will end our turn. I mean, she still doesn't have, much presence on the board, and we have the 1/4 here. So this is pretty nice. Like I say, I'm not hugely worried about the Scion of Doom. And we have a really nice selection of cards in our hand to react to anything that she, she plays here. Okay. So it looks like we're probably going to Ansuz the Hebo or Habois. It would be nice to draw a Fate here. Fate would actually be pretty good against what's going on here. all in all, but it is what it is. Okay, so we can actually Valhalla's Blessing with the Surtr, or we can play Ansuz and Scion of Doom. Scion of Doom will deal a lot of face damage to her, so that would be nice. I'm not sure. I think we have to Ansuz either way and get the Damage Omen. Damage Omen is fun because you can actually target a leader with it as well. But what we'll do is we'll just take out this Habois because he's kind of a pain. I think we just Scion of Doom ourselves now, really. We'll Scion of Doom ourselves, hit her in the face for 4. And now we're both down to, you know, 10 health, which is interesting. We do still have our mana potion, so potentially we could have played the Surtr that turn. But I think we had a good option there, and keeping hold of the mana potion for, you know, when it might be more useful is a good option, I think. I mean, we're going to go up to 5 mana on the next turn. We do have the sprint. It says exhausted friendly, so that, I think, includes your leader. So it would have actually been good to maybe save the Scion of Doom until we could use the sprint and hit her twice. But, you know, we're going to be summoning gods, hopefully, in the next couple turns anyway. So we should be in a pretty nice position. I'm guessing she's going to take out my ranged dude. Yeah, she did. Doesn't want to deal with that. But she did trade a little bit of health for it. This rock is really kind of frustrating us, but the fact that she's summoning units in the backline is actually really good for us, because what we can actually do is move in, and we can blink the Chang'ar. Okay, well, we have to summon something next to them, but we can then blink the Chang'ar, basically, so that it's on the other side, which is really cool. So what I think we'll do here... How much mana do we have? 5. We'll pop Valhalla's Blessing and see what we got. We got Fenrir. A 3-cost Fenrir. Okay, we're going to pop Fenrir in here. So we've got Fenrir, which is really nice. We will then play our mana potion with our Ansuz. And actually we could silence her. So I think we could blink her out the way, but actually I'm just going to silence her. So we'll just straight up silence the Chang'ar, which stops her heal, which is really, really nice for us. We could always blink her, but at the moment it's not a big deal. We can actually also blink Noir, but for now, I'm just going to hit her in the face. And then we will end our turn. And there we have our 4/5 Fenrir now. And you can see it's starting to get quite problematic for the Chang'ar, especially when we have the sprint in hand. She can run away from us or try and block us, but we can always, you know, blink our Fenrir into position. So this is quite nice. She's going to kill the Clay Soldier here, and I guess hope... Although she doesn't have the damage to do it currently. She's only got 1 damage from the Scion, and she chose to attack me with Noir. Clay Soldier, when it dies, it deals 5 damage to the adjacents. The good news is I'm also adjacent, so, you know, if it dies here, it might not kill the Fenrir. But she is playing definitely reactive now rather than aggressive, and this is good for us because, you know, we have a lot of cards in the deck that can be quite strong. The other thing we can do is we can always Surtr ourselves, and that puts us up to 3 damage. Oh, so she's not killed the Clay Soldier. She's actually just trying to use him to body block. That's game, though. Because what we can do is we'll just blink the Clay Soldier over here. Let me think. 4 damage, 8 damage, 2 damage. Yeah, we'll come in with me, hit her in the face, move Fenrir in, hit her in the face, sprint, Fenrir, hit her in the face. We could alternatively actually have used our Odin power on us and Surtr, and that would have also been enough damage, I think. If we put Surtr here and Odin the Fenrir, but that's game. So you can kind of see, you kind of hold on the early game, deal a little bit of damage, and then late game you can do these kind of big turns where you deal a lot of damage. We'll jump into a second game, and I'll show you guys this deck in action one more time, and hopefully we'll match into a different pantheon.
Once again, mankind needs my help. I must protect them and this sacred place.
Huh, so we've actually matched into the same person, actually. We're going to get rid of Hastened Fatalis and Valhalla's Blessing, and we'll keep hold of the Surtr. We got Valhalla's Blessing again, Backstab, and Gungnir Smite. Gungnir Smite is really nice. We'll come forward, and we'll pop our Gungnir Smite, and then we'll end our turn. So I kind of feel bad for my opponent. We just got matched into exactly the same player again. That does sometimes happen in tactics, but maybe, you know, maybe we can see the strength of his deck this time around, and we'll see how things work out. I definitely think he misplayed with the Clay Soldier, but it is what it is. Scion of Doom, he's going for the pot. You know they're going for the pot when they do that. The health pots are actually really useful in this game. You can use them to, like, buff your attack of units, buff the defense, etc. So they can be a little bit problematic. The thing is, what we can do is we move in here is we can, you know, Surtr, which is a nice option, and then we'll just get ourselves a pot. So we'll do that. We'll take this out. And we actually got an urn of health, which I'm going to use on the Surtr to make him even more problematic, at which point we'll end our turn. Our hand isn't particularly nice at the moment. The double backstabs they're good, but, you know, you'd like to find them later on. We do have the Valhalla's Blessing we can use to draw a card, so we can actually use that to try and find something a little bit more useful. But our next turn may be a little bit problematic, all things told. I imagine she's going to range attack the Surtr. She's also got the Scion, so she can use him as well, which is a bit frustrating, but, you know, it's not the end of the world. The Surtr is now, you know, on the same amount of health as it would have had if I'd just summoned it. So it's pretty good. All things told. What are you gonna play? Imperial Archer. Oh my god, so many ranged units. Like, calm down here. Calm down. Ooh, we got Fenrir. So the problem at the moment is with the number of range units that she has, like, Fenrir might just die. And that's kind of annoying. So I think actually what we're gonna do... We'll cast Valhalla's Blessing first. Oh, we got Skadi. Okay, that's a bit nicer. We'll move me into here and attack this. We'll move the Surtr in. We'll also attack this. How did... Oh, he must have been kissed. I must have not noticed that... No, he should have taken... Oh, I'm an idiot. I attacked before I moved the Surtr. Oh, the misplays, you guys. I'm making dumb plays here. We'll summon up our Kaldr as well. The problem here is she now has to choose between attacking Surtr and attacking Skadi. She can't kill both, I don't think, unless she summons more cards. Alternatively, I don't know, she might Habois the Skadi and then kill the Surtr. That's potential. We know that she runs Habois in this deck because we've seen her play it. Guys, don't forget that your Surtr needs to be next to you to get the buff when you try and kill things, because that's a dumb mistake to make, in all honesty. What we can do, though, is we can move our Skadi across and we can move our Surtr in, assuming, like, you know, no one dies. I mean, she might go for the urn. I think she's thinking about going for the urn. I don't think she should go for the urn. She's not going for the urn. I guess she wants me to, like, have to spread out my units. Because, you know, the more spread out the units are, the less benefit I get from the Surtr. As it is, she's chosen to kill the Surtr rather than the Skadi. Which I do not understand as a decision. You know, if you could make, you know, wise decisions and you're like, I'm going to kill this AoE unit. I don't know. I don't feel like it was the wisest choice. She does still have her 4 mana. So maybe she's just going to give me Skadi back. But if she gives me Skadi back and I play Skadi again, then... Oh, Rushing Thunder. Okay, Skadi's dead. Skadi is dead. On the plus side, you know, we can kill the Imperial Archer and the Scion of Doom this turn and then start to get board control. Oh my god, will you stop? So I think we just pop Fate here and see what happens. The other thing we can always do is use our Odin ability. Okay, so that was not really the targets we wanted to hit particularly, but it is what it is. What I will do is I'll move in here. I'll use my Odin ability on the Kaldr, which means that he won't die when I fight this, which is useful. We'll also take out the Imperial Soldier, and we'll play one of our backstabs and end our turn. I'm still, like, not hugely worried, all things told. It would have been nice if we hadn't misplayed, and I think that the Noir, you know, played that turn really interestingly. Kaldr is dead, but it forces him to use his auto attack on the Kaldr, and then, you know, we have Fenrir in hand, which we can summon up this turn. We can also actually use our Odin ability on the Fenrir, which is pretty cool. So we have options. So this is a little bit of a pain because, you know, he's got White Tiger. He's got White Tiger out, and he's got the what is this? Imperial Guard, and we're not going to be able to clear them. But at the same time, what we'll do is we'll do this, and we'll hit this, and then we'll end our turn. And we've got a 5/6 Fenrir now for her to deal with. So, you know, things aren't looking super peachy for her either. If she attacks them with her melee units, then they're dead. So, all in all, I feel like we're in a good position. We have the sprint, which is also nice. We can use that, you know, to use Fenrir twice. We can actually move Fenrir to here, attack, then move Fenrir to here and attack, for example. She might just leave her units out as a wall and not attack with them at all. That is entirely possible. The Stone Guardian is a bit of a worry, but again, we can get in with Fenrir should we need to. Alternatively, we just move Fenrir in and hit her for 5, 6 with the Odin buff. Actually, I think this is game. If she doesn't kill the Fenrir, this is game. Because we can double attack with the Fenrir, who we can buff with Odin, and then once we've done that, Backstab, or we Scion of Doom. Let me have a quick think here. 4, 5, 6. Yeah, I think that works. It doesn't really matter. We could have done it either way. Right, so Fenrir will attack. We'll sprint the Fenrir. Fenrir will attack. We'll dash in with me, and that's game. And I feel really bad for this Nua. You know, she got matched into me twice. But you can kind of see the consistency of the deck, the control, and then the kind of win condition that you get once you kind of hit the mid-game with your Fenrirs, your Lokis, and your Thor. This is the Rush OTK hybrid deck, guys, and if you like this deck, do hit that thumbs up button. Let me know in the comments below, you know, what kind of Norse decks you're running, if there's any decks you want me to see me play on the channel, or any kind of comments or opinions that you have of where I misplayed. Beyond that, thanks for watching, have a great day, and I'll catch you guys in the next Smite Tactics video, or maybe Gwent. You can find me live streaming at twitch.tv/Jaggeris, and on Twitter @Jaggeris. Bye!